President and founder of DMR Global Incorporated, Ron Daratany, is here to explain. Morning, Ron.
Good morning.
All right, so let's talk about some of the challenges that people face when starting their own business.
Sure. First off, this is Coral Springs Day. I saw the mayor here, which was really good. One of the biggest challenges people face is funding. With the housing collapse and businesses that have gone under, one of the main reasons is the funding. Banks are not as easily accessible in lending money, so that's one of the biggest challenges.
So when you try to get funding, what about the idea of asking friends or family for money? Because you often hear family and business shouldn't mix.
Sure.
So what do you think about that?
I think that depending upon the service or the product, if you're doing a service business, it doesn't take a lot in order to start a business. If it's a service product where something that you have to buy or manufacture, it's going to take an awful lot. So I would think that depending upon the service or business, it's okay to ask for a personal loan.
Okay, so once you've secured the money and now you start moving forward, what are some of the other things that you need to do?
You have to consider what the product or service is. If you have a passion on a particular product or service, it would be great if you did that, because if you don't have a passion for it, it's not going to be very good long term.
And once you decide what the object is, I know I was reading your comments earlier, and I was reading about website. How big is a website, having a good website?
I think a website is critical, because a website spells credibility. If you don't have a website and I'm looking to do business with you and I have no place to go to, I'm going to seriously consider whether or not your business is viable. So I think it's critical.
And this morning we've been talking about Twitter, we've been talking about Facebook. What about social networking platforms like that?
I'm on all the social networking sites because it's free marketing. So it doesn't cost a lot necessarily, depending on your product, to get it out there. I'm on all the social networking sites. It's free marketing. So that's what I do. So that would be one of the first steps. Once you decide the product, once you figure out the passion, I would say absolutely get on all those sites.
How secretive should you be? How close to the vest should you play your cards when you have this idea? Is there a risk of sort of just telling someone in passing and the next thing you know they beat you to it?
I think it happens all the time. Some of the stuff that I put out there regarding career advice and stuff, I see it in different places. So it happens, but a lot of times the business that you're embarking in, you're selling yourself. So if you can have a lot of different places that do what you do, or a lot of different services, but ultimately the people are buying you. So if you're confident in you, it's gonna be you.
But what about like a copyright or a trademark or patent? Are those things that you should be thinking about doing?
I would say maybe not initially. I would say with so many people losing their jobs, there's 6 million people that have lost their jobs. So right now, starting their own business is an option for them. And I would say that that's not something I would worry about immediately. If it's a service, then you're going to figure out how to sell your service.
And I think it always comes back to money. And you talked about getting money for a loan. Now, once you have the ball up and rolling, building a budget for yourself, a realistic budget. Talk me through that, how important that is.
Yeah, I think a budget is good because a lot of people don't understand what's involved. It could be marketing, it could be self-employment taxes, it could be overhead. But start a business from your house. I started a business from my house. I know a lot of people have started a business from their houses and are successful. So it's okay.
And so I guess in summation, although it does seem like a lot of information, maybe it's not as daunting as people might think?
I don't think it is. Depending on the product, if you're selling there's so much information on the web that you can use, how to start a business, how to a marketing plan, a business plan, how to brand and market your business. I think all that stuff is on the web, and it's not as daunting and it's not as expensive as people think. So if you're considering it, do it. It's okay.
All right. Well, there you go. Go start a business. Thank you, Ron.